Hello and welcome to this video where we're today gonna do the week 4 of America's Pick'ems. Where last week we did pretty solidly. I did pick a bit of an upset in Loud beating 100 Thieves, but 100 Thieves managed to win that game. And other than that, there wasn't any big upsets, so therefore I didn't get any one really wrong there. Otherwise, Loud did keep it pretty close though. I will say Loud did keep it pretty close. Um, But yeah, going into this week, I mean, there are some really interesting games, to be honest. Some that shouldn't be very difficult, and some that might have some danger in them. Probably, though, I'm not gonna be very upset this week, because to be completely honest, the games this week are not super special. Starting with 100 Thieves versus 2G. And look, alright, 2G have looked a lot better. Like, a lot better. And I'll give that to them. And honestly, if they would have locked in like a week earlier and beat EG, I could see them like making playoffs off of tiebreakers. But I just don't see it now. And therefore, I'm picking up 100 Thieves to win this game. Lev versus G2. I would argue that Lev is sort of like the NRG of LATAM. They're just not very good. And if you watched G2 last week, G2 played NRG, and NRG got 13-1, 13-6. Got a total of 7 rounds. So I do not see this going Lev's way in any way, shape, or form. Now moving on to C9 versus Furia. And I know I've said before that I don't like making this logic, but Lev beat Furia pretty comfortably, so I don't see how Cloud9 loses. Look, alright, Furia, they did look pretty promising actually against G2 week 1. Going up that 8-0, but obviously then they pretty much got destroyed. And then they lost to both NRG and Leviathan. And honestly, I feel like this Fury team has just gotten worse and worse and worse with every week so far, and I don't see that changing, especially not against C9. So, I'm picking C9. It's a bit sad because I kind of want to make an upset here, but I don't see it happening. And it's the same on picking Sentinels here. I'm not going to be rage baity here again. I don't think I was particularly rage baity last week. I was like, all right, they'll bring it back. They could beat 100 Thieves here. And they kind of did. They kind of did look better. But I still think Loud are just not getting wins right now. They're just not getting wins. And Sentinels are. Sentinels are looking, although while they're not looking terrible, they're looking good enough to be Loud. Is all I'm going to say. So yeah, I'm picking Sentinels. Going over to Crew versus EG. This is, I'm really sad to say this, but EG might genuinely be the second worst team in this region after Furia. I think that's genuinely the case at this point. I think 2G are better than them. I think 2G is probably third worst, but could be argued for fourth because they beat Loud, obviously. But yeah, Crew is winning this game, and MIBR is winning against NRG. I don't see this going any other way than this week. I know I've said that like other weeks that there's no upsets that's gonna happen this week, and then there is an upset happening. This week feels so predictable. Like, so predictable. This is probably the most predictable week I think I've ever seen. Like, 100 Thieves 2G is probably the one that's a bit dangerous. But then G2 Lev. If Lev win that game, I genuinely don't know what to say. I just literally do not see that happening in a million years. Same with C9 winning, losing against Furia. Sentinels Loud is one that's a bit more iffy, but Sentinels should pretty comfortably 2-0 Loud. Personally, and then EG is obviously worse than Loud, and Crew is better than Sen, so that one is even more obvious. And then MIBR versus NRG. NRG are genuinely looking shambolic right now. And considering MIBR kept it close against G2 and looked really good once again against C9, they are not losing to NRG. They are not losing to NRG. So yeah, that's my pick'ems. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a bit of a shorter one, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.